Hello everybody, it's Carly from the Poetry of Nice, and I have a sales update video for you guys today. This is a weekly sales update video for Etsy, eBay, and there's a Bonanza stuck in there somewhere as well. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump right in. So first of all, starting with Etsy, sold this little pair here of vintage political pinback buttons. They were reproductions, but they were reproductions from the early 70s. As you can see, there was quite a bit of wear on them. And when they flip over as well, you can see quite a lot of rust and things like that. But actually here, a good tip is on the side here is where you can see like 1972 here. That was how I was able to date them. I paid $1.08 for these, so 54 cents in total. I actually bought a really large lot of, I think about 35 old political pins for 20 bucks a while ago, and it's taken me ages to get anything listed, so I have a few up, a handful, and these are a pair that I did manage to get up, and as I said, spent $1.08 on them, and I sold them for $12.95, and buyer paid shipping. Finally sold this old vintage ceramic planter. It's a strange thing. It's this bunny rabbit, and it's shaped like a cabbage. I don't know, but it did come with its original box. It says here 1994, so just scraped past and made it as a vintage item on Etsy. And I bought this for $1 at an estate sale, and this sold for $19.95, and buyer paid shipping. These have only been listed for about a week. I got them at a thrift store, I think maybe last week or the weekend before that, perhaps. I paid $1 a piece, so $2 for both of these. They were just like old travel mugs. I could not find a date, but they were clearly older pieces, and they sold for $14.95 for the pair. This is a vintage alarm clock, obviously, with this like faux wood grain finish. It's by General Electric. It does work. I believe I have a photograph in here of it working. No, maybe I didn't. Oh, oops. But it did work. It was in full working order, and it cleaned up very nicely. I actually paid 25 cents for this at an estate sale, and it sold for $19.95 with buyer paying shipping. I do really well with these old alarm clocks. I like to sell those. And this has been in my store for way longer than I thought it would. This was new and sealed from 1994 Barbie doll, like paper dolls. For some reason, I thought that these would go quickly, and they didn't. They've hung out now for like 3 or 4 months. But anyway, I paid $1.50 for these at a yard sale with a couple of other Barbie bits that I got as well that are still listed. And these sold for $12.95 with buyer paying shipping. This guy hung out for a while as well. I originally had him priced at $34.95 because Barney stuff has done really well for me. He was a talking plush. I may have had, yep, I had a link down here, as you can see there, to a YouTube video as a demonstration for the buyer. He was in full working order, no stains, anything like that. He really did well, and I actually got this guy at a yard sale where I bundled together a whole bunch of 90s toys. This lady was just clearing out basically all the tubs from their garage of when their kids were younger, and I got him. I got a viewfinder with like a bunch of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, like the reels that came with it, and like a whole bunch of Looney Tunes reels and dinosaur reels. Anyway, that sold a week or two ago for about 25 bucks. And then I have a bunch of other stuff as well, like the Lion King and a bunch of Disney stuff from the early 90s. It was a lot of fun. It's actually one of my favorite pickups that I've done because it really took me back to being younger. But he actually worked out at being about 30 cents. Everything did that I went on, so I kind of parted it out from that massive bundle that I got from her, and he sold for $24.95 with buyer paying shipping. And fun story, this woman told me that she'd actually bought it for her daughter who loved Barney, and they just can't really buy anything for Barney anymore. So I made sure it had fresh batteries and wrapped it up really nice, because apparently, from what she said, the little girl's going to be opening it straight from the box, and I just hope that's a really cool moment for them. That's exciting. Okay, more plush. It was the week of plush. These two guys I picked up at a church rummage sale. I paid $1 for this guy and $2 for normal because she still had she I don't know still had the tag there. They were both from the early 80s. So $3 total, and they sold for $19.95. And this one, I think it was a Dankin one, was really heavy, so it did cost a little bit to ship, but buyer paid shipping. And the last Etsy thing was this plush, and this came from that same place that the Barney one came from. Kind of found him buried down beneath a whole bunch of other older toys, and so he cost 30 cents and he sold for $24.95. And I'll flick through and let you see. He's cool. I like me some Oscar the Grouch. Okay, on to Bonanza. So I picked this up at a yard sale a little while ago for just $1. And it was completely non-working. I tried, well, not completely, but I tried with 2 different VHS tapes and it ate them. It shredded them to pieces. So I listed it, as you can see here, not working for parts or repair. And then in my thing here, I made sure it accepts video cassette tapes, but choose them up. So hopefully they read my description and my title and everything in between. But like I said, picked up for $1 and sold it for $19.98, even though it was not working. And buyer paid shipping, and that was Bonanza. So that's, you know, once in a while you get Bonanza one. That's kind of cool. Okay, so on to eBay. This guy I picked up at I think this was last weekend, and this was Goodwill had a like a 50% off weekend. So I picked this up, and most of their jackets at the Goodwill near me are $10. So this turned out to be $5, which is more than I would usually spend. But it just stood out to me as being kind of cool. I don't know. I thought it was kind of awesome. Anyway, apparently plenty of other people did too, because this thing got so much action, like on Etsy, on eBay, because I cross-posted it. Even on like my Instagram and Pinterest and stuff. It just seemed to be a really popular item, and it sold in just a few days. It was up for less than a week, and it sold for $50 with buyer paying shipping, and I believe it's going to Hong Kong. This I picked up for $1 at a thrift store a little while ago, and it sold for $15 with buyer paying shipping. It's just one of these Life is Good brands. I guess this is a brand to look out for. Wonderful photo, flat as a pancake. Have to do better. Anyway, it's sold regardless. But yes, apparently this is a brand that people really like. So $15 used with shipping. This I found at a yard sale a while ago. It was 50 cents, and it was new with like the sticker on it, the size sticker. It had not been worn, but it had like the tiniest little mark on the back, so I had to put it through the wash. So I just kind of forgot the whole new with tags thing, and the mark did come out, which was kind of cool. So 50 cents into $10 with buyer paying shipping. This I got on yesterday, Friday, the church rummage sale. That my last haul video. If you kind of scroll down, you'll see that's my latest haul video, the $15 epic church rummage sale haul. I picked this up for about 20 cents. I listed it sort of as soon as I got home and got myself organized, and it sold within about half a day for $24.99 with buyer paying shipping. So my $15 haul for the weekend was covered by this phone, and with an extra $10 on top, which was kind of cool. So everything else is profit. These I got a while ago. This is just like some lab glassware, this Pyrex. Anyway, it took me a while to work out what they were called. Apparently this is the name. You live, you learn. So this actually came with a bunch of other like lab glassware that I got at the same time. I paid $7 for like a massive box of it, and I parted it out. So this was one part sold for $16.99 with buyer paying shipping, but the other part was apparently vintage, and it was rather rare. You could not find it very much. So when I put that up, that actually sold for over $40 with buyer paying shipping as well. So from that $7 investment, looking at around sort of the $60 mark profit. These I grabbed a while ago for $2 at a yard sale. and they still had, you can kind of, oh, you can't see there, let me think. Down there, you can see they still had the price sticker inside. They had not been worn. They were brand new. Like I said, paid $2 for them. I actually took a best offer of $15 for these with buyer paying shipping. Honestly, because they've sat for about 4 months now, and I'm ready to get them gone. They're quite a big piece for me to store. I try, to do a lot of like linens and eyeglasses and things like that. So big chunky shoes like this are stuff that I like to sell a little quicker if I can. And with fall coming up as well, you can see here I got fall boots in my title. It was the perfect time, I thought, to start moving this kind of item. And last but not least, this I've had what feels like forever, but it's really only been about 6 months. This was the first cross-stitch kit that I ever picked up when I thought, okay, I'm going to try this. It was new and sealed. I paid $6.98 for this thing at a thrift store, which I would never do now. That's way too much, I think, anyway. But I listed it for $35. I actually took a best offer of $28. I paid for shipping, which worked out about $2.45. So, I made a good 25 bucks profit on this, which is, no, wait, then you take off how much you paid. Let's call it like 18 bucks profit and leave it at that. So, it wasn't terrible, but it did sit for a long time. This kind of teddy bear thing didn't seem to interest too many people. I cross-posted it on eBay and Etsy, and it just didn't really catch. So I'm quite glad to see that go. But a little bit of extra profit there. Why not, eh? So here are my numbers for this week. My gross profit, so this is before I take out the cost of the items or any of the fees, listing fees, final fees, or shipping from any of the platforms, made a grand total this week of $330.53, which doesn't sound like much necessarily, but it's up from last week, and that is the main thing. We're moving in the right direction. So the total that I spent on all of these items that I just showed you there, what they cost me in their entirety, is $29.61. So after taking out all of the costs for listing each individual item, then the final value fees for each item, and the cost of buying the items, my net profit for this week selling online is $284.60. So that is definitely up from last week. I think it was about 175 last week. So I'm glad to see an extra 100 kind of slapped on top there. And here's hoping that as we enter sort of fall season, woohoo, that things will start to pick up a little bit more as we go along. All right, you guys, thank you so much for kind of stopping by and watching this sales video. I hope you guys have an amazing week. Keep listing, keep sourcing, and I will talk to you guys soon. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, subscribe. Just have a good one, guys. Thank you so much. Bye.